We're given the following circuit diagram here, and we need to use the node voltage method to find our V0. And then we're going to solve for this in the polar form right here. Well, to do the node voltage method, we need to have a node that we are going to be looking at. This is really our only node. This V0 right here is associated with this resistor. So these two are kind of the same thing, or they're in the same place. Now for here, we can have a plus minus because we know that there's going to be some voltage going in through here, and we're going to write this as our V1. Now we are going to solve for our V1 so that we can use a current that was introduced to us in Intro to Circuit Analysis. In this video, in the description below the like button, I have included a second set of notes that's for that course that will include the formula that will solve for this, but that is just review for this course. So first thing that we're going to do is focus on finding the voltage for here. We need to write an equation for this. So we are going to have our V1 minus our source voltage, which is 240 with 0 degrees. And this is all happening over the J times 10 ohms of impedance. To this we are going to have a plus, then our V1 over 50. Now after this we are going to have a plus, and we need to combine these two impedances together, and we're going to have the voltage over them be equal to V1, because if we were to combine these, I'm going to do it in blue, if we combine the impedance with our resistor and we just have an impedance right here, a combined impedance, this will be called 30 plus J10. We can see that the voltage flowing through here is in parallel with this voltage, and remember, voltages in parallel are the same throughout. So if we write it like this, this is going to be equal to our V1. So for this specific part, we are going to have a plus V1 over our 30 plus J10, and this is all set equal to our 0. Now we need to solve for this. I'm going to combine all of our V1s and then move this constant over to the right side. And this is going to be our new equation. So from here, I'm going to divide these out and then move the J on top. However, for this last part, it's going to be a little bit different. We need to convert it into polar form so that we may divide this. We know that for our polar form, we are going to use the Vmax is equal to the square root of our real number squared plus our imaginary number squared, and that our angle is equal to the tangent, -1, of our imaginary number divided by our real number. So in here we are going to have a 1 with an angle of 0 degrees, and then we are going to have approximately 32 with an angle of 18 degrees. Now for this, remember, we want to divide the number and then subtract the denominator from the numerator angle. And then to find our V1, we are going to divide the right side by this entire constant right here. And this is what we are going to get for our new equation. Now we want to add our denominator together, so we want to add this part and this part together. First we need to convert this part from our polar form to rectangular form. To do this, we are going to have our number, parenthesis, cosine over angle, plus j times the sine of our angle, and then a closing parenthesis. From this we are going to get 0.03 minus a j times 0.1. Now we are going to combine all of these together, and we're going to get approximately 0.05, and I also made a mistake right here. This should be a 0.01. Make sure to correct that. And for our j, we're going to have a negative j times 0.11. And this is going to be our denominator now, and we can rewrite our entire expression. Now with a little bit of clever rewriting, we can say that our V1 is equal to, and then we are going to have a 24, and then move our j to the denominator by switching it to a positive j. And if we do this, we're going to have a 0.11 plus j times 0.05. And now we are going to convert these both into the polar form, so that way we may divide them. And from this, we're going to get approximately 0.12 with an angle of 24 degrees. Now our V1, we can divide the numbers and then subtract the denominator from our numerator, and get that our V1 is equal to approximately 198 with an angle of -24 degrees. So this is going to be our V1. That is our answer for this. And now we can use it to find our V0. So in this second part, I'm going to actually rewrite the diagram. We are going to have this. And this is in section 3.3 and 3.4 of the second set of notes specific for this problem. That is from the previous intro to circuit analysis, where we have the voltage divider and current divider method. We see that we have our V1, which is a source voltage, in series with a resistor that's in series with another resistor with a voltage over it. And we want to find this voltage. So we are going to use the formula, again, that's found in the notes linked below the like button, where we have our V0 equal to the V source. And then over here, we're going to have the resistor not, and then the resistor, doesn't matter, the other resistor basically, plus our resistor not. So if we rewrite this, we are going to have our V source, which we know to be 198 with an angle of -24 degrees, being multiplied by our R naught, which we know to be 30 ohms, and then all of this is going to be divided by J times 10 plus 30. Now, we can multiply our top together. We're going to have 198 times 30. We don't really mess with the angle when we're multiplying things in. So we're going to have 5,940 with an angle of -24 degrees. And this is being divided by this bottom part, which we are going to convert into polar form. And to convert this to polar form, we're going to use these equations. And with that, we are going to get approximately 32 here with an angle of 18 degrees. Now, we want to divide the numbers and subtract the denominator angle from our numerator angle. And if we do this, we are going to get for our magnitude approximately 188, and then for our degrees, an approximate -42.4. And that is how you would go about solving for this problem. If you have any questions about the material covered, you can leave them in the comments below. If you want more network analysis problems, there's a playlist in the description, and if you want notes that go over this material or the coursework related to this, they will be below the like button in the description.